Hi, this is Zak Mir with the late Bulletin Board Heroes here at Vox Markets for Tuesday, the 9th of November. Starting off with Alpha Growth, which seems to be improving itself, especially over the last week, or at least since the beginning of the month. We've got that rising 50-day moving average near the lows, which is normally a positive. Just breaking out through that late October peak, 3.35 pence, and possibly heading up towards the resistance line there from July, back at 4 pence above that. Then hopefully the shares are back to recover some of their former glories back in May at 8 pence over the next couple of months or so. But at the moment, initially looking for 4 pence to confirm that a base is in place. On to Ben's Creek, which doesn't have much of a chart, obviously, because it's new to the market, but just worth a quick look on the daily time scale. Normally it's on the hourly, but I think there's enough here already to start making decent projections. The reason for that is the way that one can draw a line from the end of last month, and the top projection there probably towards maybe up towards 35 pence area, the top of that channel, 35 pence perhaps by the end of next month, by the end of the year, something like that. Looks like we've had a mid-move consolidation either side of 20 pence, and we'd have a move from, we had a move from 10p to 25, and then we'd have another one from 20 to 35, that kind of thing. So quite symmetrical numerically. On to stock, which has been one of the stars of the week to date. Feedback, it's worth checking in on that, see whether it's managing to maintain its momentum. Looks like so far it has, in the sense that we are, looks like we'll close just above yesterday's high, which was around 1.15 pence. Above 1.15 pence, or at least above today's low, around 1 point, or just below that. In fact, looking towards a target as high as 1.8 pence, perhaps by the end of next month. The upside valid, at least while we're above that old July peak around the 1.1 pence area. So maybe allowed down to a penny, but no more than that ahead of a possible 1.8 pence target. Onto a stock which I was excited about week before last, and then it managed to fizzle out, failed there at that resistance line from April. Probably the best thing here now is assuming that there will be a break through that resistance line. Will initially hit the 50-day moving average of 1.1 pence, and above that on an end-of-day close basis, up to the 1.5 pence area, which was promised a week or so ago, or a couple of weeks or so ago. So let's see if Gunson can finally put in that base for the end of the year. Stock which has been not a great performer of late, but starting to make some moves now. Here we've got Immu Pharma. I just thought I'd update on that. We've got that line of resistance there, which I'm trying to move along if I can. That's there from back in November last year. We need to break the 7.8 pence area. If we can do that on a weekly close basis, then we could see the shares finally retest August resistance around 10 pence plus, but that's maybe going into January for that particular target. Clearly, one would have a stop loss just below recent lows, maybe sub 6.5 pence, just to make sure that we're on our way. The highlight of today, though, is that we've gapped off a low. Normally, when you gap off an extended low or an extended bear run for a stock or a market, then that is significant. So going with that for a 7.8 pence break, at least initially. On to Powerhouse Energy, which has been enjoying some of the rhetoric so far at COP26. Here you can see that there's been a line broken from September. That's around the 50-day moving average at 4.45 pence. Looking for more, at least an end-of-day close or a weekly close above 4.45 to give us maybe a retest of September resistance around 6 pence over the course of the rest of November. Stop loss clearly back below the 4 pence level on that particular setup. Onto Rambler, which has been in an improving mode of late. I like this U-shaped or V-shaped bull flag that we've got there just below the 200-day moving average. End of day close above the 200-day line at 31 and a third pence. Could be enough to then take the shares up to the long-awaited return to 40 pence, which was May resistance on the way down for the shares. Upside value while we hold above 25 pence, above 25, looking for 40 on Rambler. Company which raised money recently and has held above the placing price is Rainbow Rare Earths, and I think we've seen this before where you've had a gap higher through the 200-day moving average. We've never needed to test the 200-day line, the black line there at 14.8 pence, and above the 200-day line looking for up to 22, 23 pence, which is that resistance line there from back in February. That could be hit maybe as soon as the end of the year. A couple of stocks to go now. First is Xtract, and here you can see that we've had a very decent bounce, a bear trap rebound from just below the 200-day moving average at 4.95 pence. Now just about ready to retest October resistance at 6.1 pence. If we can break that on a weekly close basis this week, we could be heading towards that March resistance line projection, currently promising a target as high as 9 pence plus, maybe by the end of next month or going into January, and that would obviously retest the best levels of the year to date that we had in January. On to the final stock, and that's XL Media. Here you can see that the shares have also bounced off their 200-day line. That's at, let's call it 49.75 pence, and above that, looking for a retest of August-September resistance towards the mid-60s. Big picture target here, maybe over the next 2 to 3 months, maybe by the end of January, up to 70 or 75 pence. And the upside valid, at least while we hold above the upper 40s. That's it from me today. More updates tomorrow.